Mark chapter 3 verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end. Alright, shalom, shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Waharachak Wadash. Honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Right. Shalom Abarakim, to the hopeful elect house of David. Sincere brothers and sisters scattered throughout the four corners. Salutation to you, Akim, that are laboring, ministering week in, week out, in all truth and sincerity. Right, it's the brother Danny Allah, back with another quick hit through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And yeah, it's just gonna be a real quick hit. And, with all that's going on in the earth right now, man, we're seeing a lot of a lot of divide, right? A lot of separation going on, right? And that's the spirit that the Lord's going to earth heavy right now, right? Upheaval, a lot of racial tension, right? And as I read here in the book of Mark, man, if a house be divided against itself, right, then that house cannot stand. And this is why we're seeing, this kingdom, this rulership, Esau, Edom's heaven, right, so-called white man's heaven. This is why we're seeing it collapsing from the inside out, man. And it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. So let me quickly get this right. And this is a post. I think this happened yesterday, right? Or no, two or 3 days back, I believe. Right, it says far right politician rips down and burns EU flag after losing immunity over anti-Semitic disruptions. Right, so the politician had been barred from parliament sessions already after disrupting a minute of silence for Holocaust victims. Right. So far-right politician and Polish presidential candidate and Grzegorz Braun wiped his shoes on the European Union flag before setting it on fire hours after the European Parliament officially stripped him of his parliamentary immunity. Right, so even the devil is sick and tired of the devil. Right, even the devil is sick and tired of the devil, man. Interwencję poselską, która dotyczyła tak zwanej... Ministerstwo Likwidacji Polskiego Przemysłu. So again, Polish politician Grzegorz Braun tore down the European flag, wiped his shoes on it and burned it. Right. He stated that Poland will not display the symbols of what he called a hostile organization, which is true. Right, the European Union, otherwise known as the EU, that's exactly what they are, man. Right. He said this is Poland, not Brussels.
Rzeczypospolitej Polskiej pana Grzegorza Brauna. Jest z nami również pan poseł Roman Fritz, poseł Ziemi Śląskiej, pan Wojciech Siński, komitet polityczny naszej partii, ale również Ziemia Śląska. Jest również pan Krzysztof Figura, pełnomocnik wyborczy komitetu pana Grzegorza Brauna, a znajdujemy się w Katowicach przed kopalnią Wujek, kopalnią węgla kamiennego.
That's quite a statement right there. Right, that in itself is quite a statement right there, because I can't imagine, say Nigel Farage, for example, burning right the European Union flag, or the flag of Great Britain. You know, the people would be in an uproar. The government would be in an uproar. So to see this, is not a light thing, man. But again, what the goes to show and prove is that this house, right, Satan, right, is divided against himself, man, right. And again, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful, right? Evil, Esau, Edom can't even stand Esau, Edom, man. Esau done had enough of himself, right? We'll bring this out quickly and wrap it up, man. I'm gonna read that in Mark again. Let me bring it out in I'll bring it out on the NLT. Slovakia, the NLT. Let's bring it out. Let me get in the GNT, right? In the GNT, Mark 3, verse 25. In the GNT, it says, if a family divides itself into groups which fight each other, that family will fall apart. So if Satan's kingdom divides into groups, it cannot last, but will fall apart and come to an end. See that? And this is exactly we see what happened. This is exactly what's happening right now on the earth, man. This is why you got certain MPs, prime ministers, and presidents, right? You know, doing things like this, which again, this is really, in the grand scheme of things, that that's not really a light thing, man. Right? We gonna see more and more of this, right? As that house or that family becomes more and more divided, because at the end of the day, those that make up most of the European Union, right? Guess what? They're Edomites, man. Right? You talking about France, Italy, right? Spain, Germany, so on and so forth. These nations are Edomites, man. You know, and we see that family. Let me quickly grab it in the NLT quickly, because only that's what they are. They're of the same ilk. They're kindred, right? They all go back to the man Esau, Edom, making them Edomites, right? But they're feuding against each other, right? This is Mark 3:25 in the NLT. It says similarly. Oh, I could always get that hard to say that word. A family splintered by feuding will fall apart. And if Satan is divided and fights against himself, how can he stand? How he would never survive. Right? That's right, man. And this is why only we're seeing the end of Esau's kingdom come to pass right now before our very eyes, man. These Edomites are losing their damn minds. Because again, even they're sick of their damn selves. Right? So expect more of this. And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing, because it's only a matter of time now, that these devils gonna have to pull out, the big guns soon, man. Right? That's Revelations 12th chapter. Right? Satan coming down with great wrath, knowing that you have but a short time. Right? Then what? Then return to the Lord, man. Return to Yahweh Shai, man. Right? So, just a quick hit through the spirit. Lord willing, it was edifying in some way, shape, or form. To the next one, as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Waha, Erchak Wadash, Brakati Yahweh, Brakati Yahweh Shai, and Shalom to the elect.